Hello, Julia.
Hello, darling.
It's so nice to be here with you.
I am here with Jessie Hill, and we have been longtime collaborators, and we are talking today about our most recent collaboration, the music video for Dance, and we're fully aware that it's 2 weeks after you guys have asked these questions, so we're very sorry it has taken us one hot minute. But here we are, and let's get stuck in. There's quite a few questions. Okay, so we've got a question here from Minna Murray Prayam. She's asked, what was the message of the video? It's so beautiful, both the song, the video, and the duo.
Oh, well, the message was to challenge the notions of ageism and sexuality, and to show that a romantic connection is accessible at any stage of your life. Yeah, and I wanted to see mature characters being portrayed as desirable and sexy and beautiful and nuanced and interesting. You know, I watched this movie called Juliet of the Spirits, a Fellini film, and it really inspired me. I was like watching the mature actors having dinner parties and dancing and, you know, leading these eccentric lives. And I was like, I want to see more of that. That's so interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a really good moment to segue into a bunch of questions about Susan and Danny. I'll sort of jump straight in with this one from Julie. I believe it's in Spanish. The translation for the question is, this couple is just perfect on screen. Why and how did you choose them?
Danny Glover was the first actor that came to mind for this. There was no one else. His like beautiful, sincere face. He has so much integrity. And so I had my casting director, Farrah West, reach out to him, and that really happened effortlessly. I was on the phone to him 3 days later, and he really loved the concept, and he really understood, you know, the message and the story that we wanted to tell. I hadn't really thought of other women. I mean, there's just an abundance of amazing female actors over the age of 60. So there was ones dancing around in my head, but the first port of call was the conversation with Danny, and he asked me, what ladies have you got lined up for me for the lead role? And I said, well, I'm really happy that you asked. Who's the first woman that comes to mind, you know, over 70, that is, you know, really beautiful and desirable? Like, who's the first person? And he didn't skip a beat. He just said, Susan Sarandon. And I was like, oh yeah, I mean, oh, you know, she's incredible. And I asked if he was friends with her, and he said they know each other through political rallies and things like this. So they've been in the room together, but you know, he said, I'm sure whoever you choose will be wonderful. So then we reached out to Susan and eventually had her join.
It probably really resonated with the two of them, wanting to be able to portray that as well. And
yeah, I know Susan had said to me, you don't really get enough roles where you're the romantic love interest. You know, you're the mom, you're the grandma, you're, you know, a person in authority, but you're not playing the love interest anymore. And yeah, so that's, I think, you know, they both knew it was important to show mature characters falling in love.
I have a question here. Did you have to do many takes with Susan and Danny? Were they easy to direct?
Yeah, they were so easy. They were so easy and wonderful. We'd had conversations about their characters and what we were going for. So each take was amazing. I was kind of like, and that was flawless. And that was flawless. Both of them have this, you know, their own separate light. When the camera is on them, they light up. And that's really beautiful to witness and to capture. They're both brilliant actors.
Yeah, and they've done over 100 films now.
Yeah, each of them have done over 100 films separately.
Hey, okay, so we've got a question from Alberto. He's asking, can you please tell us about the energy that Susan and Danny radiate? What's that like?
Well, it's hard to pinpoint exactly what you're asking. You know, aside from both of them being part of some of the greatest stories that we've seen in cinema, I think the underlying fact is that they're both such incredibly compassionate and empathic people, and they really believe in equality, and they're, you know, such passionate activists. And I think that's what makes them such special and incredible people. And I think that is, you know, such a beautiful thing that radiates out of both of them.
That's really lovely. I think that's so nice to hear. And I think what's nice about that is that what actually is essential to having this, you know, energetic beauty is that they're good people, and that's something that everyone has access to. A few people asked this question about the choreography of the dancing, whether Susan and Danny improvised that, or whether they had learned the dance before. So I'm kind of combining a few different questions into this one question.
Yeah, that was completely improvised. There wasn't really a doubt in my mind that they would come up with something super spontaneous in the moment. And I know that they were both really excited about sharing the screen together for the first time. Danny had asked me, what do you want me to do in this scene when Susan walks down the street? And, you know, she's so spicy and full of confidence, and she's such a sexy woman. And, you know, it appears to be that Danny is like the demure one. And I had said to him, I just really want you to surprise her. And he really did. And he grabbed her, and it was so seductive and so enchanting.
Okay, we've done that one. Okay, so someone's asked how long it took to make this wonderful music video for Dance. That's Amanda.
10 weeks, a couple of months to kind of put it all together and deliver it. So I have a question here for you. Are you going to write a song about red?
Red?
Oh, honey. Oh my God.
I mean, I definitely should.
The little face. The little
Hey.
face.
I don't know what she smells like right now.
She's very sincere. I love her side eye.
Yeah, she's an incredibly serious dog.
Very pensive.
She's very pensive. She's got a lot to say. Oh, a bit tired. I mean, I think over the 15 years of, at least 15 years, I'm hoping for more of our life together.
Aww.
I will write a song about you.
Will
you write a song about me, Red?
Oh my goodness. She's so cute.
Okay, there's a question here from Mish. She says, you two have such a beautiful collaboration. Can you tell us about the inspirations for the aesthetic of this album? So last year I was finishing the record in LA. Annie has her studio in Laurel Canyon, and I was living with Jessie.
Yeah, that was such an exciting time when you were bringing around the rough mixes, and it was amazing because it was something sonically so different to anything I've ever heard you do, and such a departure from your music with Angus and Julia, that it felt like a really exciting time to experiment with something very dynamic and find, you know, collaborators to reflect this and complement this new sound, which I was super inspired by. I don't think we really set a specific aesthetic, but we were definitely like, yeah, influenced by Dionysian mythology and the French Nouvelle Vague cinema, and then, you know, thinking about working with an artist that had those like surreal qualities. Like Philip really encapsulates that in his artwork, those goddess elements, the way he photographs women. And so I wanted to connect Julia with him. And so we went to Madrid and we shot the album cover, and then we were like, oh, we should have Philippe do all the single art, which would be like so beautiful and complementary and cohesive.
Sorry, we missed a few of the questions, but it is really late for Jessie. I'm aware that it's now midnight in LA. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
For taking the time to do this, and it's so nice to see you, of course.
Anything for you. So good to see you.